Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Scorpio in mid-February 2021. What's going on, Scorpio? How are you guys doing? I hope you are doing well. All right, friends, welcome to mid-February. Wherever you are in the world right now, Scorpio, please be safe, happy, healthy, and secure. Take care of yourselves. Take care of the people that you know and love. Maybe even give a little care and niceness and kindness to people that you don't know too well or a perfect stranger. Push the good juju out in the world because that's what we need, yeah? Not going to delay too much here, Scorpio. There are no announcements, so let's just go ahead and get into the regular spiel. Anything you want from me, it's already in the description box. If you want the timestamp, it's down there. Information on how to get a personal reading with me is down there, as well as the link to my Instagram, which I promise I'm going to start using again, guys. So if you want any of that stuff, again, it's all down below in the description box, okay? Yeah. And just a quick note for those who are still watching this part. I in my meditation with you, Scorpio, and we'll see if it comes out in the reading, but I was getting like severely stuck and like on a loop. I couldn't get like my well, I wouldn't call it an incantation, but my little confirmation or I don't know what affirmation, I guess I would call it, that I do before each reading. I couldn't really get it out. I kept like repeating over the same words over and over again. And I kept seeing an image. I won't mention it unless it comes out in the reading and it's significant. I don't know. I just feel compelled to tell you that getting this reading started before I hit record, it took a minute. It like took several minutes. But yeah, they want me to tell you that right now before I even laid any cards out. I don't know why. All right, but let's get into your stuff. Let's find you a story. Let's see what messages you guys have come through for mid-February, okay? Scorpio mid-February, please show me the messages for Scorpio in mid-February. Please show me. Excuse me. Five of Wands, kind of in a side position, so might leave it like that for a second. One more maybe. Let's see. Yeah, Nine of Swords. What are we doing with this guy? Yeah, they're like, put that down. They're a little forceful today. Okay, anyway, for you guys, you got the Five of Wands, Nine of Pentacles, and the Nine of Swords. On its face, it feels like maybe there's a little bit of conflict over money or status with the Nine of Pentacles being in the center there. Could be some type of disagreement. Excuse me for clearing my throat there. I think I'm going to have to do it again. Excuse me. Sorry, Scorpio. All right, let's try this again. Some type of conflict over money, status, someone's own disposition, or the way someone is showing up. There's like just disagreement over it, like like someone is dissatisfied, or there's a group of people that are like just not too keen on whatever this is or whoever this is with the Nine of Pentacles. Or this is some type of internal battle for a few of you. And again, this is a general reading, so it can go vice versa. This could resonate with a cross watcher who's here for the Scorpio read. It does not really matter, but there could be an internal struggle over whatever this is. Whoever or whatever this is. This Nine of Pentacles is like very coveted. It's very intriguing or alluring. It's desirable, whether it be a person, a state of mind, an opportunity. You know, it's coming through in various ways for many of you, but traditionally it's usually a person. Does not have to be in all of your cases, but it feels like in many of your cases, again, it could just be like an opportunity or like even an item, you know, Nine of Pentacles or having access to an item, having access to a certain resource. It's like that. And if it's an internal energy that is held by you or one other person, it feels like it keeps them up at night. Nine of Swords on the other end there. It feels like there's like active debate over this, or active like clawing and scratching over this with the Five of Wands. And it shouldn't be that way, because the Nine of Pentacles is normally a very peaceful energy, or an energy that doesn't really want for anything. It doesn't desire all that clamor and confusion and general fuckery that exists in the Five of Wands, like the drama of something is not really usually, or excuse me, drama in general doesn't usually come near the Nine of Pentacles, but in this situation, Scorpio, it is. And that's really upsetting to either the same group of people or another person or something. But in the center is this situation, person, idea, status, opportunity, resource, whatever. And some people could be fighting over this or fighting about this. And on the other side, there could be someone who's just like in their feelings, very worried, sleepless nights, something like that. You know, I have to be honest, Scorpio, this energy is very haphazard in that I can't tell who is who. I can't tell where things are coming from, where they're going. This again could be signaling to your own individual energy or the individual energy of another person. I think that I'm going to go with that for now because I think it's a little easier for me to wrap my head around that. So if this is about one person, there could be internal conflict on how to interesting, how to present in the world. Now that's very specific, but I'm going to run with it. And it's not everybody's message, but take, you know, some semblance out of it if it resonates with you just a teeny bit, but don't force it. So how I just said how to present. There is possibly someone who's struggling with their identities, their gender identity, possibly how they identify in terms of their sexuality, and other ways that we might be identifying. Like someone might be very nervous to expose themselves, quote unquote, expose themselves as a member of a certain group or somebody who's in the employ of some other person. Like let's say it this way, and I'm only saying this because quote unquote, traditionally or societally, this is looked down upon. But this could be even someone who's struggling to keep tabs or keep a lid on their work if they are in the sex industry. No shade, no tea, power to you. As long as everybody's consensual, go to town and be safe. You know, that's my personal interpretation. But from where you come from, or where you come from, Scorpio, where this person comes from, it might be severely frowned upon, if not punishable, or comes with some type of consequence. Okay, so that's what I'm sensing here. It's like someone on an internal space is struggling with their own identity or their status in society, the role that they uphold in society. Could also be, wow, there it is, more relatable, I think. It could be someone who struggles within a group to be the individual, because group is here with the Five of Wands, and we've got these two singular cards over here with the Nine of Pentacles. And so this could be in a group of friends and in a family dynamic at the workplace, whatever. There's like this competition and it's like very rowdy and it's very, you know, cutthroat, so to speak, or there's like a certain expectation of how to be coming from the Five of Wands, and there's criticism coming from the Five of Wands. And someone on an individual basis just doesn't want to be a part of that. They don't feel a part of that. They don't feel welcome in that space, or they don't feel that they're properly represented there. So again, it's like this struggle with identity, struggle in some senses with independence, because Nine of Pentacles is usually, quote unquote, the single ladies card. You don't have to be a woman to resonate with single ladies, but it's just like someone who is very confident in themselves, or they feel very like they have a firm foundation and a firm knowing of self, and they can provide for themselves and they can do all these things for themselves, right? And so someone might have an insecurity in that way because they're still very much related to, if not related to, at least criticized by a group, right? So you could be all big and bad by yourself, and you could have a wonderful, successful life working as a sex worker or working as whatever controversial jobs are out there, right? And there will be people in your neighborhood, people in your family, people in your country or in your city who are going to be like looking their nose down at you, even though you're kind of full flexing, you know? The Nine of Pentacles is a very strong flex in that it's usually very unshakable, and again, like this idea of confident. But I feel, again, someone's confidence wavers the closer they get to a group of people. So this is, again, is coming across in so many ways. This could be someone who, to go back to it, because I think that applies to at least one person very strongly, that their gender identity and or their sexual preferences, orientation, kinks, whatever. There's a certain segment in a time where they're so happy to be in that space, to be identified as they want to be identified, and they're very confident to present in that way. But when they, quote unquote, go back home or head into the office, or they get around a certain crowd of people, that side of themselves shrinks away or becomes demonized or becomes criticized. Do you get what I mean? Like there's a segmentation going on here, and that keeps a person up at night or fills them with all kinds of anxiety. It makes it so that they have terrible sleep patterns, or they're never fully rested, and they are possibly, for some, struggling, right? So this could be a story about coming out. This could be a story about being honest and authentic in terms of what you do for a living. This could also be, this could also be like just general conditioning within a family or society or like a town or something like that, where there's a larger group that conditions a person to fit in, like fit in. Don't be odd. There's something about don't be odd. And regardless of any, what I was mentioning before about work or gender identity or anything like that, just don't be different. Like that is being exercised from a person to not be different, because the Nine of Pentacles doesn't care how they show up. Like I said, confident, sturdy, very firm, feet on the ground, not swayed or dissuaded or influenced in any way by other than your own desires. Anything that you want, you can have. Any way you want to be, you can be. And if other people or situations don't like it, so what? There's just this resilient energy that exists here, but it's being drowned out, or it's being pulled up from the depths is what that feels like. And that is essentially, for many of you Scorpios or whoever this is, stepping away from conditioning. I was talking with a friend yesterday, I think it was, about how she had said between the ages of 3 and 7, a lot of our core belief systems are already in us. So by the time we're, legal adults, we've been doing it for about 10 years, right? And then you consider that not everybody at the age of 18 or 17 or 19 or whatever starts questioning their world, questioning their place in the world, questioning what they believe, right? This is someone who could be like 68 years old, and for the first time, they're breaking from that regimented or prescribed way of being. Be normal. Don't be odd. Like that's a general rule of thumb across several societies, across several cultures. And I get it, but I also don't get it. Because that, again, that serves the whole. It doesn't serve the individual. And it's not to say like this Nine of Pentacles energy is looking to be satisfied from an egoic space. It's about authenticity. It's about truth. Someone's truth has been diminished, minimized, silenced, and that hurts. And anytime they step out as their true self, they get barked at, they get attacked, they get told you're doing it wrong, or you're bringing shame to the family, or you're drawing too much attention to this, or you're doing blah, 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 blah. It's just like relentless, the push back or the biting that someone is enduring. It's ridiculous. I don't want to clarify anything because I think you understand the message. If it resonates with you, congratulations. Welcome to this possibly not so nice reading. So I don't think I need to clarify anything. So as you're the fourth sign I'm doing in this mid-series, so we're going to do something a little bit different. We're not clarifying anything. Let's get further information here for Scorpio. Simply further information here. What else can you tell Scorpio regarding the situation? Further information, please, and then we'll get an advice card after that. So more information in this situation for Scorpio. Please show me. Like somebody here is like being told to play it small. Another 5 of swords, of course. And then the 10. Oh, that's good. It flipped in the or into the reverse. That's very good. I dare not. Do I dare get another one? We might do another one. Let's see. Let's get one more. What else can you tell Scorpio in this situation? Because I don't really want these mids to go on too long. But at the same time, I want a little bit more information for you guys. See, and now, okay. Maybe you won't get an advice card. We'll see. So, yes, Nine of Cups and the Ace of Wands. Listen here, friends. I'm not here in the business of telling people what to do, but here's the strong advice. Here's the strong, like maybe you should give this a shot. Basically, Scorpio, what we see here is someone who's been exhausted by keeping in this fray, keeping into this fight. By continuing to engage with these people or engage in these circumstances and situations, it drains you. And, the Five of Swords is willing participation. As the Five of Wands, I think, is a little bit more competitive, and it's like people egg you on. It can be, even though in your situation it probably isn't, it can be a little bit more playful or a little bit more no harm, no foul, kind of like, oh, I didn't realize I was pushing past your boundaries, that kind of thing. It can be kind of, ignorant. Yes? Five of Swords is not ignorant. Five of Swords is knowing this is a conflict. This is something that is combative, and I'm going to engage in it, or I'm going to rope you into it, and I want you to be at a disadvantage, or I want you to expend your energy and to come up as the defeated party, or I want to, go mano y mano, or woman on woman, or whatever. I want to challenge you. I want to be in combat with you, right? Now, I kind of feel like that attitude is not yours. I think that might be the attitude of other people that you're dealing with. But I feel, Scorpio, you felt obliged to engage in like someone's open warfare with you. What that means, how that hits your ear, how that makes you feel, I don't know. And I'm not trying to trigger you. I'm not trying to upset you. But I feel like you knew what was going to happen if you engaged with these people or in this situation. Again, not blaming, not trying to minimize what happened, but there is this willful step into because of obligatory feelings, or feeling like, well, if I don't, then they're just going to harass me even further. So let me subject myself to it now. Let me get it over with. Like there's some energy here. Like, let me just go ahead and jump into this fucking fire and get myself burned so I can just get it over with. You get what I mean? You have your reasons, or someone has their reasons. I'm not here to really dive into the whys, but it does feel like a compelled. It does feel like this, I have to, because that's what's expected of me. And if I do it now, at least it'll be over sooner rather than later. Does that make sense? It also could be the more traditional understanding of the Five of Swords is cutting your nose to spite your face. Or despite your face, right? So it could be that this is also how the other side in the situation feels. Like maybe they realize they have been fighting a losing battle when it comes to you or comes to the situation as a whole, whatever. Meaning someone may have been trying really hard to get some type of change underway, or get something kind of in their favor, right? Compliance, again, like I want you to comply, or you need to comply with the rules, or you need to show up this way, and da-da-da-da-da. And that's to some been a very, they knew it would be a losing battle in some of your cases. Or it's a losing battle if you're the one who's asking for compliance, asking for someone to, quote unquote, act normal, okay? Because again, it's a general. Some of you Scorpios, you're the ones who are just like, listen, will you just like tone it down a little bit? Okay? Regardless of which side you're on and what the nuances are, it leads to a giving up, or a disengaging. That's a better word. A disengaging. A shedding of the pain, a shedding of the past, a shedding of the betrayal in some type of way. This is a breakthrough, I dare say, a breakthrough for some of you or someone in this situation, because this Ten of Swords being in reverse, it's like no longer allowing yourself or the situation to be treated a certain way, no longer repeating stepping back into the fray with these fives here, the Five of Swords, Five of Wands, knowing on its face when I step into the room, when I, send the reply in an email, what I'm going to receive back is going to be nothing but flack. It's going to be nothing but trouble. Thus, I should no longer engage, right? I feel like this is like a huge breakthrough for someone because, again, what I was mentioning a moment ago with the Five of Swords and even a little bit with the Five of Wands. I didn't use the word with the Five of Wands, but this idea of obligation. I'm not obliged to do this. And that's a big tenet of mine personally. That's a big thing that I talk about with my clients. And I know it sounds radical or it might sound cold or dismissive or whatever, but there is no person on this earth that you are obligated to except yourself. Any type of connection that we have, no matter how real or authentic or deep or poignant it is always an active choice to engage in that connection. Okay? Now, you may disagree. That's perfectly fine. But that's kind of what I'm sensing here. Is like somebody is starting to question that. Is starting to question this idea of connection of any type and the obligation we feel attached to the connection, right? And there is sort of like this, again, like just fit in, don't stand out, keep yourself in line with everybody else, don't be an outlier. That is asking for compliance. And that minimizes your individual self in whatever form we're talking about or in whatever sense we're talking about, right? And this Ten of Swords is like, listen, every time you say those things, why don't you just act normal? Why can't you just dress this way? Why do you have to work that type of job? Why do you have to say these things? How come, all those questions and criticisms that come your way, each time that's like a fucking sword in your back. And why are you enduring these swords in your back? Because they're your friends? Because they're your family members? Because they're your boss? Because they're your husband or your wife? They're your kids? They're your parents? Like, give me a break. And that has been the motive or the motivation or the rationale, because they are blank or because I am blank in relation to them or because the condition or the quality of our connection is boss and employee, it's okay. No, it's not. No, it's not. But you do not have to believe me. You do not have to agree with me. But that's sort of what I feel is potentially going on here. Is that someone is like, you know what? Half of what I'm suffering is because I willingly endure. At the very least, half. Half of what I am suffering is because I have endured it. I have willingly participated. Or at least, if not willingly, I have been influenced to participate. And I don't want to participate anymore because it hurts me. I agree with that. I don't want to engage with anything that hurts me personally, and I don't. Okay? So, what else happens in this situation? We've got Nine of Cups and Ace of Wands over here. So, very much relative to that Nine of Pentacles. In your own way, or in time is how they're making me feel, but with considerable action with Ace of Wands next to it, you can step into a new sense of self or a new sense of satisfaction. Now, how that is and when that is and all the ways, I don't know the specific details, but I think this is possibly coming out as a goal or possibly coming out as a reality for some of you, okay? Some of you dream of this, others of you, you're manifesting this. Does that make sense? So I don't know which one you want to be, Scorpio, the one that's dreaming about it or the one that is about it and does it and makes it and moves towards it, aligns with it. That's your choice. But I feel with decisive action, possibly a change of fortune is how this is coming through. Change of fortune in that, yeah, it comes back to the Nine of Pentacles. And that's 3 nines, 999. Some of you, that's a synchronicity. But I think it comes back to this Nine of Pentacles energy about authenticity, right? Whatever that means to you. However that resonates with you, however that hits your ear, whatever way in which you prioritize that in your life, right? the more authentic you or they or whoever wants to be seems to serve in becoming more satisfied, becoming more fulfilled, becoming possibly with the Nine of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords there too, a little bit more stable. Because there is sort of, in this combination, Nine of Pentacles and Nine of Cups, there is sort of like this awareness of how deep in the depths you were, how down and out or traumatized and deeply wounded this situation had made you over time. Do you get what I mean? And so there's a lot of power in revelation. Interesting. That might mean something to people who study the Bible. There's a lot of power in revelations. I don't study the Bible. I don't know what's in there. But that might mean something to you. So if you're interested or you have some relation to, what are they called? Chapters? What are they called? They're not called chapters. What are they called? Books? Yeah, I think they're called books. I don't know. Whatever Revelations is, that might mean something to like one or two of you. Anyway. What was I saying? Oh, right. So like a turn of fortune or a change of fortune. And there's a lot, yeah, there's a lot of power in awareness and revelations. Yes? Yeah. So this could be a quiet, awakening for yourself or the other person or whoever it is. And how you choose to proceed, I think is really integral or weighed. It hinges on this. This is more powerful than I think it, quote unquote, should be, in that all of these are minors, right? No major arcanas in your reading this time, Scorpio. But this here, this Nine of Pentacles is so, it's like a beacon. It's like a lighthouse. It's like, it's central to everything. Not just because it's in the middle of all the other cards. It's like without this or with this, basically this is the make or break energy. Whether that be your own identity, the identity of someone else, the job that you take on and you step out in pride. Yes, I am a call girl, or yes, I am, working, God forbid, like I do animal testing. I don't know. I'm not here to moralize or anything like that, but those jobs are to certain other segments of the population are not necessarily desirable or necessary, right? To each his own. I'm not here to judge. So there is sort of like this walking with pride, walking with your head up, not in a snooty way, not in an egotistical way, but in a sense of your own self-possession. This is important. If you are not with this or you struggle to get here, work on that. Okay? Scorpio, I'm going to leave it there. We're not going to get advice because you have so many cards. If this reading resonated with you, leave a comment down below. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and again, comment on the video. Doing all that stuff helps me out here on YouTube. So if you want to help a girl out, I would appreciate it, okay? Scorpio, I'll be back very soon to do your March readings. Until then, thank you so much. Take care.